Hello everyone, we're here today with Niccolò Nicotra. He is the project manager of the Games of the Future Abu Dhabi 2025. Hello, thank you for coming.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
We have a few questions about Games of the Future, of course. And the first one is, what is Aspire's strategic role in the Games of the Future Abu Dhabi 2025 ecosystem, and what value does this event bring to the region?
So, starting from Aspire's strategic role, Aspire is a semi-governmental company in the ecosystem of the technology companies of Abu Dhabi. And we have a wide experience in the organization of technological events. Our trademark event in the region is called A2RL, the Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League. And so we brought the experience that we had with A2RL to the Games of the Future. And I would say the Games of the Future gave to Abu Dhabi the opportunity of bringing together communities, cultures, athletes from all over the world, and this was amazing.
Yes, it is amazing, and it's a really, really big event. How do the Games of the Future differ from traditional sports and esports events in terms of business models?
So the Games of the Future, as you know, they represent a novelty in the gaming industry, sport industry, because they blend together the physical part of sports with the digital part of sports. And this is something that I think is very new. There was, of course, the first edition in Kazan. Mm-hmm. There will be the future edition in Astana. But it's so also as a business model, from a strategic perspective, it's something pretty new that has to bring together the value that physical sports and the traditional sports bring, and the value of the digital and entertainment experience in the digital world.
Thank you for explaining. And how scalable is Phygital sports globally within markets to show the most potential?
So about the scalability of the digital concept. So this is, I think, a very good question because physical sports, as much as they are amazing, they focus on a certain community, a certain target of audience that in the years and in the latest years have been somehow shifted, has somehow shifted a little bit, and the new generations are very much interested in gaming. So the concept of Phygital is very interesting for this reason, because it brings together two kind of audiences: the younger generations that maybe are closer to gaming, and the, let's say, older generations that might be still closer to the physical experience of sports.
Niccolò, can you please tell us some interesting insights behind the scenes, maybe some situations that happened?
Of course. So it's full of behind the scenes, because it's now it's about 1 year that we work on this project with a full team of people. It was exciting, so exciting, and with so many anecdotes and behind the scenes. But if I have to pick one, something that happened just a couple of days ago during the finals of the Battle of the Robots. You know, Battle of the Robots is one of the most exciting disciplines that we had. More than a game of the future, maybe someone might see it as a game of the past, because, like, you know, there are these robots that recall a lot what, like, the Battle of the Robots that was done in the 80s, but these robots are extremely powerful. So powerful that the cage that we initially designed to contain the fight sometimes has been not strong enough to contain the power of these robots. You know, they have rotors. They have a robot took fire like inside the cage, full of smoke. So I think there were moments of a bit of drama, you know, when these things happened, because of course security first and safety first. So we had to make sure that the cage was strong enough to hold the impact with these pieces of robots that sometimes were flying left and right. So we had internal meetings before the finals and before the semifinals, and last minute we were able to fix all the plexiglass that contains the cage of the robots. There were some moment of tensions, questions like, is the Are we going to be able to proceed with the competition? Should we do the competition in closed doors? But in the end of the day, with the work of the team all together, we managed to overcome all these difficulties again. Also, thanks to go back to my question, to my answer before on the quality of the partners and the quality of the suppliers. All together, we were able to, in that occasion, to fix the cage and go ahead with the finals and conclude as scheduled the Battle of the Robots finals.
Yeah, as Nis had told us that the gaming part is for younger people and the physical part is for someone a little bit older.
Yes.
How does Aspire measure the success of such events throughout technology, audience engagement, or long-term impact?
This is also a very good question that I think is one of the first questions that we asked ourselves when we were briefed about the project. So there are, I believe, some KPIs of success that are the basic ones when you organize a mega event, an event of this scale, that is the level of entertainment and engagement that you have with your fans, the footfall of people that actually come during your event, or the online views that you are able to generate thanks to your event. But then there is also all another set of KPIs that are a little bit more soft, if you want, that are even more difficult to measure. But for example, the experience of producing from any point of view an event of this type, that is something very new. Broadcasting experience. When broadcasting an event that has a physical part and a digital part, there are competencies that you have to blend together that are not standard, and having them in country and developing them in the country is very important. So the technological experience in delivering something like this is also of great impact for the UAE, and it was in first place one of the key KPIs for Aspire.
And how do you think, what is the most important difficult thing that you can highlight when blending this kind of event together, as you said, esports and physical sports?
So we have had a ton of challenges in the organization of this event. I believe that at least in the first phase of the organization, one of the big challenges have been to work with a very diverse team, because as you well know, Phygital International is the entity that brings the IP of the games of the future around, and then there is a company on ground, that in this case is Aspire, that took the honor and the duty also of putting on ground the event. On top of us, we have had also many other stakeholders at the Ministry of Sports of the UAE, Abu Dhabi Sports Council, Ethara, that is the company that, the delivery arm of the event, and I can name at least other 10 or 15 stakeholders. So as Aspire, our role from the very beginning has been the role of the middleman, let's say, to put together to the table and make sure that all the parties were able to collaborate and work properly together. And you can imagine that when an event is this big and you get closer to the date, there is tension, there is adrenaline, drama. This is a challenge, but I think we definitely overcame the challenge very good.
Oh, yes, you did. And being a bridge between two different worlds is very difficult. I know from myself, I'm a project manager as well. And can you please give Kazakhstan an advice? What do you advise for us for the next year? What we can do during the organization to make it better, or just highlight something interesting?
So I will give two pieces of advice. One more high level and one more operational, if you want, but that it helped me a lot, me and my team, to overcome the challenges that we faced during the event. So the first one, related to what I was saying before, pick very carefully the people that you are going to work with. Do a proper selection of the partners, a proper selection of the suppliers, a very attentive selection of the venue, because it's core for many different reasons. But the right selection of the venue and the location of the event can really make the difference in the success, in the overall success of the event. In general, attentive selection of the partners and suppliers of the event. This is, I think, its core. And more from if I had to speak to the next project manager of the Games of the Future in Astana, I would say keep calm, even when there are, problems and issues. Sometimes when you have to deal with events of this size, in your day, on a daily basis, you face so many issues, and they all seem like they are so big and difficult to tackle. And then, so what I learned also in this project, and what I tried always to do, is to take up the problem, the full problem, and to split it in multiple smaller problems. And then somehow you realize that out of 10 small problems that you have, maybe 8 are not really problems. They are quick wins, easy fix, and then you have to concentrate just on the other 2. And on those 2, with a strong team that is united to a common goal, you tackle them easy. So this would be my piece of advice.
I think it's a great advice. Thank you so much. Do you have some teams that you cheer for now?
Well, we have here in the UAE, and it was part of the organizer effort, we put together UAE-based teams for 7 disciplines. The team is called E7, also with the support of the Ministry of Sports of the UAE, the Abu Dhabi Sports Council. So we are cheering for them, and we hope that at least some of them will make it to the finals. I was a few minutes ago to the drone racing race. Unluckily, the E7 team, it was in the semifinals. They qualified for the semifinals, but they didn't make it to the finals. Maybe next year, maybe in Astana. Who knows? Hopefully they will be there too, and they will be able to compete at top level.
Okay, thank you so much, Niccolò. It was very interesting, and we have a lot of things to think about for the next year, and we will see you in Astana in 2026.
My pleasure.